Everyone has a story. Stories have power.
Hello, Candace.
They help us understand each other. This is Jessop's Journal. Candace, thanks for coming on Jessop's Journal. It's time to sign in the book, please.
Awesome.
In this episode of Jessop's Journal, I'm with Candace Peroggi. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So I understand that you are the youngest female state legislator in the state of Utah in history.
That's correct.
Okay, now I was taught never to ask a woman her age, so.
Well, I'm 27.
Okay, let the
You don't
record
have to
show.
ask.
I did not ask.
There you
Okay.
go.
So what possessed you to want to be a state legislator?
You know, I actually grew up in my district, so Harriman, Riverton, South Jordan area. And when Representative Notwell resigned, I felt like the timing was right for me and my family. And as cheesy as it sounds, I wanted to make a difference.
Oh, okay, very cool. So tell me about growing up. What kind of background did you come from?
I went to Harriman Elementary, Fort Harriman Middle, Riverton High School. Growing up, I have great parents, and they instilled in me a work ethic and the belief that I could achieve whatever I wanted to if I worked hard enough. So I actually don't remember seeing my dad sleep until I was about 9 or 10 years old. He would work graveyard shifts and then go to school during the day to become an RN. So I really appreciate the sacrifices that he and my mom made. I've got 2 younger brothers and a little sister, and I'm the oldest, obviously.
Okay, there you go. So you're talking about your dad and the job and everything. What was your first paying job?
So of course I was a babysitter, but my first paying job was Justice Clothing Store. I don't even know if they're still open, but Black Friday took on a whole new meaning working there. It was great though.
So what kind of lessons did you learn from some of your early jobs?
You bet. So I think everyone should have to work in food. I worked, after that in high school, I worked at Kneaders, right?
Okay.
And then Red Robin. And I was always blown away how irritated and mean people could be. And so I think everyone should have to work in food to just understand what your server or your hostess might be experiencing. But I think it taught me, again, the importance of hard work and that people value that, and being treated like a normal human. I also worked in a congressional office for Congressman Chris Stewart, and I would say the same thing. Everyone should have to work in a congressional office for 1 week and hear some of the nasty things that you get on the calls. And anyways, I think we could all be a little nicer.
Well, I have to admit, the one thing that is kind of a little pet peeve of mine that I tell people, you can find out a lot about a person by how they treat a waiter or waitress.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I completely agree. Same with interns, I would say. It's how they treat someone who doesn't have power and maybe who isn't even getting paid.
Yeah. Well, now you've got one big job that you don't get paid a lot for, and that's being a mom.
Yeah.
So tell me about your family.
You bet. So my husband and I have been married almost 5 years, and we have a beautiful little boy named Benji.
Oh, okay.
Full name's Benjamin. We love Benjamin Franklin. So he's 9 months old, and he's totally changed our world in the best way possible.
Oh, yeah.
So finally starting to sleep again.
I was just going to ask.
So
Okay, is he sleeping?
Yeah, he is sleeping now. But yeah, it's just been so fun to be a parent.
So how'd you meet your husband?
It's very romantic.
Okay, I'm ready. Lay it on me.
Yes, so not really. We both over spring break went to a political training. So I was president of UVU College Republicans, and he was president of Utah State's College Republicans.
Go Aggies.
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
I'm Aggie by blood now.
Okay.
So politics is what brought us together.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
So what's something that people might not know about you?
Well, probably a lot, since I'm a freshman and new. But, growing up, I was in choir. I did city plays.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did. I was the fairy godmother and the queen in one of my plays. And I'm an incredibly picky eater.
So was there somebody that believed in you before you believed in you?
Yeah, so, like I said, my parents growing up, they always encouraged me, and I think instilled the confidence in me that I could do anything. I also think, we all have those teachers who were influential along the way. For me, Mrs. Loikel in 4th grade was phenomenal. Mrs. Enrico, who actually came to my wedding,
Really?
my 6th grade teacher. And then, in middle school and high school, I really loved school.
I understand that you're like the first female in your family to go to college.
To finish my degree, yep, get my bachelor's degree. So my mom, she had started, but she had me, and she needed to stay home. So yeah, I got my bachelor's in political science at UVU, and actually just finished my master's up at the U in public administration.
Okay. Why?
Political science is my love.
Obviously.
In public administration, I thought it'd be beneficial. I did work, like I said, at the federal level, and then most recently in a nonprofit, and so that really worked well with my career.
Okay. What nonprofit did you work with?
Sutherland Institute, actually. It's a
Okay.
conservative policy think tank.
Okay, gotcha. One of the things that I look at is, okay, you're young, you're female.
Okay.
Bluntly, I'm just inquiring minds want to know,
Okay.
what kind of questions do you get asked that a guy up at the legislature might not?
This question? No. I will say I've been asked a lot of things, and I'm happy to answer questions. I think it's going to take more women stepping forward to make it more normal, if that makes sense. So I've been asked, do you have any kids? How many kids? Do you take care of your kids? Who watches your kids when you're not there? Lots of things. Do you trust the person that's with your kids? And I said, heck yes. I interviewed 26 people to find the perfect nanny. So, so I think questions like that, you get asked, do you think women can lead? Do you think you can be a strong voice? And like I said, it's too bad we don't ask those of the male counterparts, but I'm happy to answer questions for people to help them understand.
What advice would you give to young girls now that might be watching this interview?
Believe in yourself. And more than that, you can do it. And for me, what was cool was seeing, so Becky Lockhart was actually the first female elected official I ever met. And if I'm remembering right, it was about 8th grade. I was there on a PTA field trip, and she walked up to our group. She took the time to come talk to us as students, and she said, some of you are going to be legislators someday, and you're going to make a difference. And later on, I actually interned while she was the Speaker of the House. And for me, seeing her, it changed the way I looked at it, right? As public service. And I would say to those young girls that you can do it, and to plan on it, to set into place, this is what I want to do. I want to make a difference, and that your voice is just as important as everyone else's, and to work hard. That's the other thing too. I feel like, and this is normal, right? My age, I'm going to need to really earn people's trust and demonstrate experience, and I'm here to listen. But I think after we can get over that, it's really valuable to have different perspectives in the room.
We all have stories. We all come from somewhere. Is there an ancestor or some kind of story that's been passed down that's helped you make you?
I would say seeing like I said, my parents and the life that they've created. Like I said, as a Bacchus, growing up, you're told you're a Bacchus, you can do this. We have a strong pioneer heritage. One of my ancestors who came across in the plains, like many Utahns, she actually lost if I'm not mistaken, all 6 of her children on the way over. But she still came because she believed it was the right thing to do. And I think it's important to know where we come from, right? In terms of looking back on family history, I'm related to William Bradford, who came across early on, his pictures in the Capitol. And I think, though, there's value in knowing those around us. My grandpa Bacchus, he's always just been this stalwart leading voice for me. So I think we have to get to those stories of people who are here with us, too.
What is the legacy that you want to leave this world with?
Well, of course, better than when I got here. I wanted to be better than when I left, right? That I made the world a better place. But I'd love at the end of my life people to say, how did she do that all in one lifetime? In helping people. I really do want to help individuals. And for me, my legacy, I want to show that you can do it. We don't have to put all these limitations on ourselves. And I want to be a great mom. I want my children to know that they can do anything they want to do. Right now, I just have a little boy, right? And I want it to be said that I was always kind and always looking out for the underdog.
Well, thank you very much for coming on Jessop's Journal.
Appreciate it.
Candace, we have some lovely parting gifts from our underwriters.
Thank you.
So first off, Rustico made you
Oh,
a
cool.
custom journal, and yeah, with a big long Bacchus name, you know.
Thank you.
And then of course they have awesome pens.
Oh, I'm excited.
I have been known to wear a hat or two,
Very
and
nice.
the folks at JW Custom Hats are going to make you your very
I'm
own hat.
excited. Thank you.
Okay, and then Taylor Cooperative makes all my shirts. They're going to make a
nice.
shirt just for you as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And then of course we also have the gift basket from the folks at Ogden's Own Distillery, and also Life Never Boring.
Thank you.
Stories have power. They help us understand each other. With another entry into Jessop's journal and Candace Peroggi, I'm Doug Jessop, ABC4 News.